Hey, what up everyone? I'm Sinnycool and this is Gems of War, and we just lost our stream, so this is the new stream. So sorry if it starts weird. But yeah, the stream went down. I don't know why. The internet went out for a second. And it took my stream down. That's the problem with being on PlayStation. It sucks. Now I gotta set everything up again. So stupid. Bear with me here. Hopefully you're switching over to the new one. So stupid. That hasn't happened in such a long time. I don't know why it happened. I gotta get rid of this. I'm just gonna delete it. It's so dumb. I started on time and everything. Now we're gonna be late. I don't know, dude. The internet went out. That hasn't happened in like years. So now we gotta set the whole thing up and everything. So bear with me if the internet doesn't go down again. Let me set this up. I'll put a chapter in so you can skip this, but I deleted the other one, or I'm deleting it right now. We're gonna have to do everything all over again. Grr. Setting up the new stream, setting up the new stream, setting up the new stream. Give me a second. Not sure what's going on. That hasn't happened in like a year. Usually it just goes down for a second and then comes right back, and it doesn't drop me all the way out of my stream. Quit asking me about a survey, stupid studio. I was in a good mood too. Well, not really. I don't know. I don't know. This is not making it any better if I wasn't, though. Let me set up this stream again. Somebody watching after won't even know what I'm talking about because I deleted the other one, but we lost our first stream. We were like 15 minutes into it, which is like the worst time to lose it, too. It'd be nice if we had got through the spoilers or something. Now I gotta redo them. I'm not gonna leave like a 15-minute stream up. Alright, I think I got it. Maybe. Why would that even happen? Alright, looks okay. There, I need to get to the new stream. Ugh. Excuse me while I get ready here again. All over again. Hit that like, you gotta hit it again, I guess. Sorry about that. Hit it again. We'll go, I'll speed through these spoilers, because we are, I don't know. I mean, you're watching after. But anyway, the stuff I said in the last stream. Today we're going to be going over the spoilers for the upcoming week of May 20th, 2024 for all platforms. Also, vote on the community tab poll. It's a members-only video, but you can become a member for free just by coming to live streams. I'm also going to gift 5 memberships the next time we get 25 on the train business. I'm going to double your money the next time that happens. I'm going to gift 5 memberships. They're worth 5 each. That's 25. So next time we hit 25, I'll double it. We also have the chat-a-thon at the end of the month where I'll gift the other 5. What else did I need to say? I think that's it. Community tab, poll, members-only video, how to become a member, chat-a-thon, doubling the money. I think that's everything. So yeah, let's get back. Let me put a chapter in and we'll start the spoilers again. Maybe this is better because I'll do it faster. Maybe. Maybe. Get to the studio. Let me put in this chapter. Spoilers at the 5-minute mark. Is that better? I don't know. Alright, so I'm going to run auto battles while I go over these spoilers for the upcoming week. And I got to do them over again. Get out of here. Alright, weekly event spoilers for the upcoming week of May 20th, 2024. Some of y'all are going to hear it twice. For all platforms, So we have a Draxum week next week. We have a Kingdom Pass. We have a White Helm Kingdom Pass. That's the going from the top to the bottom, 2 sides, the paid side, the free side. You get troops, you get weapons, you get pets. You get a pet or 2, I forget. And I think it's a battle crasher, like 10 of them a day. And you got to do it every day. You move down from the top to the bottom. You get troops. You get copies of troops. If you're on the paid side, you get more. If you're on the free side, you get less. If you're on the paid side, you get a weapon that the free side won't get. You get a troop that the free side won't get till later, etc. So it's one of those. So we're gonna get a bunch of new troops. So I'm gonna go over those. We have a Draxum Underspire, Draxum Epic Trials. We have a Tower of Doom. It's the Doom of Flame, so we'll get the red shovel weapon that is, you know, doing the looping, like the purple one, the yellow one, the brown one. We have the Kingdom Pass, the White Helm Kingdom Pass. We'll go over that in a moment. The new troops, the new pet, the new weapons, etc. Battle Crasher, move top to bottom. Left side free, right side is paid. Faction Event Tuesday is Ilathea. Pet Rescue Wednesday is Rockweiler from Draxum. Thursday Class Event is Slayer, Draxum. Friday we have a Bounty Event, K-Zeal, Dwarven Vanguard. Draxum isn't the best kingdom for event keys and weapons, but it's not bad either. It's like average. The troops, I won't go over every single one of them because I already did, but Obsidius and Glaceon were the 2 that jumped out at me. The weapons, I'm not going to go over every one of them because I already did that, but Doomed Blade, Glowing Core, and Stone Slicer are the ones you want to look for. Alright, let's go over the new troops. We're almost back to where we were. On Monday, May 20th, 2024, from White Helm, we got Amatiel. You've been seeing her in the campaign pass. She's the mythic. She's the angel. I wish I had an angel, it says. Arcane Light and Plains, base rarity mythic. Troop type divine mystic. Troop roll mage. Her spell is Release the Light. Explode all angel gems. Deal magic +1 damage to all enemies boosted by undead and daemon enemies. Mana color green, yellow, purple. Mana cost 24. Everything sound good? Look good, everybody? Trait number 1 is Revered, trait number 2 is Mana Shield, and trait number 3 is Celestial Host. Create 1 Angel Gem when my turn begins. I think the consensus on that troop is that it's not very good. But it's a campaign mythic that you're going to get if you spent money. And then eventually everybody else will get it. Also on Monday from White Helm, we have Commander Dawnheart. He's up all night to get tanky. Arcane Mountain, base rarity, legendary. Troop type, Divine Knight. Troop roll, Mage. This is the guy I was talking about in the last stream where he might be Gaards Avatar Jr. Like he's a legendary instead of a mythic. He does damage to 4 enemies. It's called Devoted Wrath. Deal magic +3 damage to 4 random enemies boosted by my armor. 1-to-1 boost ratio. Mana color yellow-brown. Mana cost 16. Too bad he's that yellow-brown though. Poop. It's like the same as Gaards Avatar, but maybe before you get Gaards Avatar? I mean, that's good because Rowan is blue and green. And then you'll have a yellow-brown, too. So that's not bad. And then you could have, like, Tesla as your red. So you almost have one for every color except for purple. Trait number 1 is Impervious. Trait number 2 is Holy Armor, 40%. Trait number 3 is Armor of Heaven. Gain 5 armor when matching yellow gems. Technical difficulty, yeah. Nah, it was mine. I don't know what happened there. Didn't overheat. The modem looked fine. I don't know. Weird. But that's a Gaards Avatar Jr. But let's see. I think Gaards Avatar is like a 2-to-1. Which I always forget. Is the damage first or is the... Like, is he adding 2 damage per 1 armor? Or is he adding 1 damage for 2 armor? 2-to-1 boost ratio. It's got to be the... Like, he's got to hit harder. So I'm guessing that for every 1 armor, he gains 2 damage. Right? Maybe. The other guy's 1-to-1. There's no way he's better. That's still cool if you have 117 armor and then you use something like even just golden cog. You're going to add like 230 damage to the new guy. And he's going to hit 4 random enemies. I don't know. He sounds like he could be okay. Other way around? Okay. So keep your eye on that Commander Donhart. He might be good, especially for early game before you get Guards Avatar. On Monday, May 20th, 2024, from Whitehelm, we also have High Cleric, because she's so high. 2 armor equals 1 damage. Okay, so he's 1-to-1. The other guy's 1-to-1. So the legendary's better than the mythic then? That's pretty cool. He might be Guards Avatar Senior then. High Cleric, because she's so high. Arcane Light. Base rarity Epic. Troop type Divine Human. Troop roll Generator. It's a Divine Human woman. So, you know, it's your typical cleric lady with red hair. Long red hair. Faithful Strike is the spell. Create 4 angel gems, then explode 4 gems. Mana color green, yellow. Mana cost 13. Trait number 1 is Divine Bond. Trait number 2 is Revered. And trait number 3 is Holy Armor, which is 40% skull. The next one, and I'm guessing you're getting those from the campaign, or the Kingdom Pass. Commander Donhart and High Cleric. Potentially. Also on Monday, from Draxum, we're getting Lost Warrior. There's a light over at the Glaceon place. Arcane Blood, base rarity, ultra rare. Troop type Undead Dwarf, troop roll Warlock. Undead Dwarf, so ghosty looking dwarf. Ghost Lantern is the spell. Inflict terror on a random enemy for each red ally. Gain 10 souls. He's the shiny troop, so the shiny spell is Inflict terror on a random enemy for each red ally. Gain 15 souls. Mana color blue-red, mana cost 12. Trait number 1 is Dwarf Shield. Trait number 2 is Fortitude, and trait number 3 is Fire Link. So far, the only one I like is the Commander Donhart, Guards Avatar Jr. Also on Monday from Whitehelm, we have a tarot card. It's called 2 of Swords. Slate Mate Difficult Choices. Arcane Summer, base rarity legendary. Troop type construct, troop roll support. It's a tarot card. It has an angel with 2 swords with their back facing you, putting the swords up in the air. Draw the 2 of Swords as the spell. Give 3 armor to 2 allies. There's a 7% chance of an extra turn for each yellow gem on the board. Mana color yellow, mana cost 6. Trait number 1, Inscribed. Trait number 2, Revered. Trait number 3, Suit of Swords. Give 2 attack to all allies and magic 4 or more gems. It's like another throwaway card, tarot card. Another one on Monday from Whitehelm, Witchfinder. We have found a witch, may we burn her. Arcane Skull, base rarity ultra rare. Troop type human, troop roll Warlock. So it's a human, it's on the thumbnail. It's the lady with the gun, with the hat. She looks like a rogue type of chick with the eye patch and a rapier. Her spell is Detect Evil. Choose 1. Eliminate magic +1 of a random skill from an enemy, boosted by angel gems. If the enemy is a daemon, double the effect. Or eliminate magic +1 of a random skill from an enemy, boosted by angel gems. If the enemy is undead, double the effect. That's the longest spell I've ever read. The only other ones that are long like that are like doomed weapons, you know? Tempering, based on their tempering, blah, blah, blah. Mana color, purple-brown, mana cost 12. Trait number 1, Warded. Trait number 2, Spell Armor, 25%. Trait number 3, Mana Shield. I don't know, I don't like random stuff. At least you get to choose, but it's you choose between this random thing or that random thing. Which on Friday, May 24th, 2024, from KZO, we have Dwarven Vanguard. It's easy to defend when there's not much of you to hit. Arcane Mountain, base rarity rare. Troop type Dwarf Knight, troop roll Defender. This is your bounty troop. So it's a Dwarf Knight, so, you know, a dwarf in heavy armor with a hammer. Dwarven Defense is the spell. Gain magic +1 armor, boosted by my gold. Gain 10 gold. Mana color yellow-brown, mana cost 9. Trait number 1, Bounty Hunter. Trait number 2, Fortitude. Trait number 3, Armor, 25% skull. So that's all the troops. The best one to me was the Commander Donhart. I think he might come in handy. Especially early game, but maybe late game too. Seems like a mix between Tina and Guards Avatar, but a legendary. hitting random enemies, but based off his armor, and 4 enemies. A 1-to-1 boost ratio. Sounds pretty cool to me. What do you guys think about that? A dwarf with a hammer, how original. I'll try to get to the chat a little bit more once I'm done with the spoilers, so sorry about that. Alright, weapons coming out next week. On Monday, May 20th, from Whitehelm, we have Angel's Faith. Rarity Legendary. Weapon types Shield. Weapon roll Striker. Mana color Red. Mana cost 14. The spell, give magic +1 armor to all allies. If the ally is from Whitehelm, give them barrier. I don't know, maybe might be useful. There's no tempering on Terran's World, so I can't tell you what else it does. Also on Monday from Whitehelm, we have Angel's Fury. It says Rarity Legendary, Weapon type Sword, Weapon roll Striker. Mana color Red, mana cost 14. I don't know if these are right or not. At least we have the spell here. Deal magic +1 damage to an enemy boosted by Angel Gems and allies with barrier. That one not as good. Maybe Angel's Faith is useful, and the other one, Angel's Fury, not really. Alright, here's our Doomed weapon from Draxum. Doomed Impaler. Rarity Doomed. Weapon type Polearm. Weapon roll Striker. It's a red weapon. It's an 18 mana cost, and it's one of those loopers. So deal magic +5 damage to the first 2 enemies, +2 per tempering level. Create 2 red gems for each red ally and enemy. If the enemy has a Doom, gain a random status effect. It has gain 2 attack, eliminate 2 attack from the first enemy, deal 5 damage to the second enemy, burn the first enemy, and drain 2 mana from red enemies. So that's all the weapons. Hopefully we do have this Kingdom Pass, because I don't see any tempering on these weapons, which is kind of a red flag sometimes. Means that's not in the game yet. But they do that. They'll go up to the last day, so it's not that big of a red flag. Alright, pets. On Monday, May 20th, from Whitehelm, we're getting Don Hart's Talking Sword. It's just a sword with a face on it, kind of like Beauty and the Beast or something. Pet color blue, effect single troop bonus for Commander Donhart. So he's getting a pet too. So he already looks pretty good, and he's also getting a pet to boost his stats. That's the only weapon. It's probably through the Kingdom Pass thing. Last thing to go over is max Kingdom Power for everybody. On the 20th, Draxum Kingdom Power goes to 19. On the 24th, Kazeel Kingdom Power goes to 28. So that's cool. Ooh, I need to look at this and see which Brown Kingdom I should do. But I won't bore you with that today. But max Kingdom Power on Terran's World is where you would look. But yeah, that's the spoilers. I think the most notable thing is that we probably have a Kingdom Pass, and we're getting a cool new Legendary. If that Legendary is the one that, you know, we're not getting until later, like the free side's not getting, which probably it is, that's gonna suck, but something to look forward to. A reason to buy the pass, I guess, but it might not be something you need, but we'll see how good it is. If you already got Rowan, Tesla, and Gaards Avatar, he might not have a place, but if he's super strong, it might be worth your money to buy. I always think it's worth it to buy the Kingdom Pass, because you get to make it more worth your while to do that thing that you're going to do anyway. Like, I'm going to do the Kingdom Pass, and I'm free to play, so it's only $5 or less or something. I forget how much it is. I think it's $5. And you get to double all your loot and get the troops early and a weapon. So it's usually worth buying Kingdom Pass. But yeah, that's the spoilers. Any questions, any comments on that? Let me get to the chat here. Live chat. We got Dez, we got Mark, we got Sana. We got this guy. Man, I started right at 9:30 and everything, and then it had to go down, didn't it? Yoke the Ham. What's up, everybody? We got Mark. He says, double my money, dude. Michelangelo Fund. We got Sauna with the gifted. It went to the guy who plays games. That sounds like would be Mr. Z's friend. What happened, Des? This first stream went down after like 15 minutes, so I just deleted it and did it over. My internet went down or something. Yeah, here I am. Des says take your time. No stress. Sana says spreading again. I have patience. Say when you're ready. Yep, I'm ready. Welcome back. Mark says my internet goes out 10 times a day literally, so don't feel bad. If you're a streamer and that would suck. If you're on OBS, it doesn't take your stream down. If you're on PlayStation, it takes your whole stream out. And if it's just like a flicker, it doesn't. But if it goes down for more than like 3 to 5 seconds, you're screwed. Yeah, that was rehearsal. Is there a weapon coming out for the ruby weapon? I don't think so. Is there a way to farm high-end ingots? The best way I've seen is Underworld. Like you get ingots from completing Underworld stuff. Like I get a certain amount of ingots every day just from I think that's where they're coming from, right? Underworld. It's another good reason to do it. Mark says City of Thieves Daily will give you epic and mythic ingots. It's quick and easy. Do it each day. Yep. Hey, that confirms. Mark says sounds good. You thought it was your internet, Yoke? Pin the link. Which one? This one? The poll? Pin message. Done. Dwarf with the hammer. How original. Dude, the guy who plays games got gifted by Sana. You saw that? Yeah, me too. Plus, it's a dude that, like, if that guy was upside down, you know? What up, Beg? Beg's on a road trip. Alright, let's get straight into it now. Complete a dungeon run. I guess I'll do this real fast. Because it is an XP booster. And I might want it for later. And you guys probably, you know, dungeon, if I get a perfect, it's exciting. So I think dungeon's worth doing right now. Let's take this red. Okay, let's do that. Let's do this. Do it again. Just take this. Do that. Got our scythe, kind of. Just die already, buddy. It's Gorgotha, you know, he eats skulls for breakfast. But he ate too much and his stomach exploded. One down, 2 to go. Ooh, we got 2. Can we get a perfect today? July 15th is the next piece of the ruby weapon, says Sauna. Which is probably correct. I would probably bet on it. Yellow, green, brown. Let's get something up. Ooh, nice. Thanks for the brown, dummy. Just do it. Be nice and reckless. Let's grab some green. Hopefully we got that now, kind of. It's the Cataclysm that allows me to just cast stuff. Oh, we got an extra turn right here. Now we can do that. Get rid of that summon. Almost there. Let's do this. Okay, one more to go. We're not going to do like Invasion and Underspire today since we did the spoilers at the beginning. I'll jump right to the Vault event today. Okay, we're still in this. We're still in it. Oh, man, at the last second. I got cursed stunned, too. Welp, XP Booster says, we shall do. I should probably put a chapter in, huh? I'll put it in after this. I'll put one in for the spoilers so they could skip the beginning stuff, but I haven't put one in yet for anything else. Brown, yellow, green, come on. Don't see none of that. Don't see none of that. If not, then skulls. Give me something. Thank you. Give me something else. Been watching a lot of Elden Ring videos now that I'm allowed to do it. I was playing blind. I wasn't allowed to watch anything or look anything up, so now I'm like watching everything. Watching this tips video and like nothing was like I must have did okay because it's like these are a bunch of things people miss in the game and I didn't miss any of them, so I must have did okay. Yoke says, the weapon I really want is the rope dart. Is there a kingdom I have to wait for? Yeah, it's Pride Lands. Sana says, are you excited for tomorrow? Oh, kinda. I better figure that out today, huh? So I'm not, like, scrambling tomorrow morning. Like, by tonight, I should probably set up my account. We're doing a new account playthrough tomorrow, if that's what we're talking about. We're starting all the way over. Tomorrow. We'll still have this main account, and we'll still play it on, like, Mondays and Fridays, and probably, I don't know. But at least on Sundays, we're going to do a new account playthrough every week. And I might even add another day eventually. Like, whatever day you guys have the least interest in, the main account, like a Thursday or something, or a Saturday, we could do the spoilers and put them on screen instead of doing it like this. Maybe we'll do 2 days a week of the new account playthrough. But we'll see how it goes. We'll do 1 day a week at first. Ooh, we got gyms. We gotta do this, huh? I'll do it later, though. Make sure you do your adventure board and your dungeon and all that. But let's do a Vault event. Let me put a chapter in. Yeah, it's gonna be a minute mark, but eventually for sure. And my studio's acting up. Intro 0, spoilers 5. Wonderful. I have to retype it. How about not sucking? 28. We'll say 29 for the vault. Alright, I got chapters. Yeah, rope darts from Pride Lands. Yeah, I think we'll add another day for the new account playthrough eventually. Probably pretty quickly, but for the first week or two, we might just do the 1 day. Alright, so let's see where we're at here. Vault event. Did you guys put, how many vault keys do you have so far? Put it in the chat. I saw somebody put like 70 something. I have 154 so far. It's a little bit over what I would normally get. I just played a little bit last night. I am running low on gaps, though. I was struggling a little bit trying to find Cindy. Which, that can be a problem, but you just gotta keep going, keep trying. That's why you have XP boosters, gold boosters, soul boosters. You don't just waste them on the first day. Let's use them when we're having trouble finding that Cindy verse. Give us a little more motivation. I got 154 yesterday, but I only have 1 gap. Let's go to Cinemirage. See where we're at here. 77, so let's hunt verses for a little bit. Get that boss chest. The stream goes down now, we're done. We did the spoilers. Hopefully it doesn't, though. 114 for Yoke the Ham. Mark has 136. Sana says not that much, a bit too busy with other stuff. Hope to catch up tomorrow. Got 3 days, so you'll be okay. I don't usually do so much on the first day. I think the first day is the day to do a lot, though, because, you know, you got pity keys. You can really set the tone. But I don't always. Like, sometimes I'm slacking on the first day. Let's go ahead and run this so it doesn't go away. Like the first one, at least. I have a bunch of them. I still have my golden soul booster, too. Let's run that one because it's just the first one, and I don't want it to run out. Even though it would say however many hours, and it's probably not even close, but it's for fun. Yoke, you have 10 gaps left? That's good. It's like perfect. I wish I had at least 5 or so. There's Cindy, though. That's the whole point of doing this. I got the one I needed. Now I got 2 gaps. You know, if you keep replenishing your gap, then what's the difference between having, like, 1 and 100? There's really no... I mean, having 100 is nice, and you already know you have them, and you don't have to go get them, but... Let's say you always replenish it, like you just get lucky. You run a gap, and then you hunt verses, and then you run a gap, and then you hunt verses, and then you run a gap, then you hunt verses. Let's say every single time you hunt verses, you get the one you need. Which isn't going to always happen, but... What's the difference between having 1 and 100 in that case? The only difference is you could run a bunch of them back to back to back, I guess. But you had to, at some point, you had to hunt those down. It's not like you are saving time or anything. I think it's the same. Like, that's why I'm not a big guy about having a ton of verses and saving verses, because I feel like it's the same either way. You had to hunt those down at some point, so there's a period of time you already spent that I haven't. And instead of doing that, I used mine. Because to get like 100 gaps, you have to not run gaps. You know? While I was running gaps. But I get it if you don't have like the 15 minutes straight. That was the main thing I thought of as to why people would do that. Super busy. You're being careful. You don't want to run one if you're going to have interruption. Yeah, the best way to grind versus is this right here. That's what we're doing. You don't have Ironhawks, do Rowan. Chad with the 2, baby! If you didn't know, I said if next time we hit 25, I'll double it. It's been a while, but, you know, we gotta do something. Gotta give you a little incentive. If somebody came in here right now and threw down like 15, I would double it. So it doesn't have to happen today, I'm just saying, until it happens. It's an offer out there for you. Like a coupon from a pizza place. Buy one, get one free. If you buy a large pizza, I'll give you another large for free. But yeah, that Kingdom Pass sounds cool. I hope it's actually happening next week. Oops, clicked too fast. Got a merchant, I'm only buying purple. I already know this. We determined that yesterday. I have a purple on 20, I have a green on 20. I have a red on 20, I have a blue on 20. I can get yellow and brown to 20. I just gotta decide which kingdoms to do. Which I'll probably do on like Monday, Tuesday. So in that case, it's like go back to purple then, because I have one of every color on 20, so. That legendary looks decent. I don't know what everybody else is saying about it, but a 1-to-1 armor booster that hits pretty much all enemies. I'm the gift that keeps on giving. That's what I feel. Saving you money, saving you time. That's the goal. Somebody say pizza. Did somebody order a pizza? Yoke says 3 or 4 vault weekends ago I had bad luck with getting verse 4, so I did a lot of farming yesterday. I just feel better to have a... Yeah. There's definitely like an amount that makes you feel good to have. I think 10 is solid. When I see 10, I don't think like, what are you doing, you know? I think, oh, that must be nice. That's what I think. When I see like 100, that's when I think, what are you doing? What's going on? You know? I would have ran them. I would have run like 90 of those, and I would have tons of vault keys. 20 per. Think about that. You have 100 freaking gaps, and you get 20 vault keys at least per. It's like 2,000 vault keys you're missing out on. And if you open like 2,000 vault keys, at least every like 25 or so, you're going to get a nice gem drop. At least. So we'll say 400 times like 20-ish? I don't know. That sounds too much. What would that be? It's a lot of gems, though. Say you get the 120 drop. We'll just say it's 100, and you get it every 25 vault keys. That's like 400 gems per 100 vault keys. And if you got 2,000, that's times 20. Jeez. Is that like 8,000 gems or something you're just letting sit there? I don't think anybody could use 8,000 gems. That's a lot. Like I said yesterday, that's like having a stack of checks that you're not cashing. Anytime you stack up a bunch of gaps or a bunch of vault keys and don't open them, you're just stacking paychecks and not cashing them. But there's definitely reasons that make sense to do that, so... It has to be a very specific reason, though. And then the money machine, I always got my metaphors, you know. Don't get out of the money machine when it's a vault event. Make sure you keep doing Explore 1. Don't get distracted. Oops, I went over. So, I got my boss chest. I'm on 10 out of 100. It's time to run a gap. Let's switch our team first, not be stupid. And let me put my home kingdom back. Click too fast. Cinemirage has been working for me, and it's still working for me, so if you need to know what kingdom to do, I think Cinemirage is good for this weekend. I might not be able to paste. Oh yeah, I left the game on. Now we're doing gaps, so we're going to use double Iron Hawk instead of triple. Yeah, me too, Yoke. I like to have at least three to five going into the next one. If I only have 2, I'm pretty cool. If I have 1, like, I'm hoping I get another one until, you know... Like, my bare minimum, I save at least 1. And it depends. Like, let's say you're really close to getting to 500 vault keys, or you're just short of getting 300 or something, and you only have 2 gaps left. I would run that last gap if I needed less than 20 vault keys so I could hit my goal. Run myself all the way down to 1 gap, and then I would hope somehow I would get that verse in the next 4 weeks and get my second gap for the next vault event. I wouldn't bank on it. Like, I love having 2 or 3 or 5. But depending on where I'm at and like how many vault keys I've got so far, and if I was super close to getting to 300 my goal, or super close to getting to 500 my goal, I wouldn't let that stop me from using a gap. But I wouldn't want to run myself out to 0 either, so. The day that you worry about that is Sunday, though. So you can run yourself to 0 on Friday and Saturday. Just on Sunday, make sure you leave the... Act like your last gap is not there. Just on Sunday. Like, if you want to run one, you have to get 2. That's what I do. It's kind of like diamonds and saving 4,000 for Ironhawk. You just act like you don't have them. You put them to the side. Those are Ironhawk's diamonds. I'm not using those. I act like I don't have them. Or even 8,000 of them, whatever. Beg says, see if an underworld not complete is the color of kingdom you can take to 20. Ooh, good idea. That's a good idea, man. Pizza Time says, put Elden Ring on top of my Gamefly queue, but the availability was very low, so a lot of people are still playing it. Especially right now, because I think the DLC is coming out, like the expansion. So it's pretty popular right now. My Fire Giant video almost has 1,000 views. Which that does happen every once in a while. I know you guys see those Elden Ring streams and those Elden Ring videos, and they get like 50 views or 100 views or something, but every once in a while I hit on those. Like, one of my best videos ever is a Dark Souls 2 soul farming video that has like 25,000 views or 27,000 views, you know? Then I have some Sekiro videos where I hit a couple times, got like a few thousand views, and you know, every once in a while they'll hit. It's just not like every single one's not going to hit. Like, it's just a boring live stream where I'm just playing the game. But if I do something like cheese the Fire Giant, then, you know, people are looking that up. Alright, so it's 42. It's loading. We're going to go to 57. Sinnycool. The cool part has nothing to do with me thinking I'm cool or something. It's just it sounded like Sinnycool. Sinnycool. He thinks he's cool and that he sins. He thinks sinning is cool, doesn't he? Hopefully no, like, Bible thumper was thinking that. Not that that's a bad thing, I'm just saying, like, don't get it twisted. Don't judge a book by its cover, you know? Okay, that happens to me quite a bit, because of my stupid hair, stupid name. Is it because my normal body temperature is below 98.6? I don't know, I have to take my temperature. I think last time I took it, it was like 98.4. You might be right. You might be right. Yeah, how are we going to do this new account playthrough? I got to go... So tomorrow is the first part 1. Starting all the way over on PC. We're going to do that once a week on Sundays. And eventually maybe multiple times a week. On a Thursday or whatever the day is with the least interest. To juice it up a little bit, you know? We've been waiting for this for a long time. Been trying to beat Elden Ring for a while. Finally did it. It's time for the new account playthrough. Which I think I haven't done one in like 2 years. I thought it was only a year, but I think it's been 2 years. So the reason I do a new account playthrough is so I can help beginners way better. It even helps a little bit like mid-game too, if I can get... I don't even know if I'm going to make it to mid-game, but it gives me a better idea what the struggle is for people in the beginning of the game. Because things happen, like they added those weapons, and they've added the world quest. Like, I did my second new account playthrough because they added the world quest, and I kept getting comments like, man, this world quest is hard, and I'm like, well... When I started the game, they didn't have that. And then when I did my first new account playthrough, they didn't have that. So I guess I'm going to have to do another one, because people are saying it's hard. And the solution was to not bang your head against that wall. Just because it tells you to do the world quest doesn't mean you have to. You can go do other things. I know it's enticing. Like, oh, I could open up global medals if I do this world quest right now. But it might be way too hard for you. You might need to go do some other things first. something just seems way too hard, it probably is. It's like any other game. My example is always Dark Souls. In Dark Souls, there's like 3 different ways to go at the beginning of the game, and only one of them is the right answer. The very first time you play Dark Souls, you can't just waltz into the catacombs, even though it's right there and you could. The very first time you play Dark Souls, you can't just go to New Londo Ruins and fight ghosts that you can't even hit. And same with this game. Like, just because a world quest opens up doesn't mean you have to do it, and you're not allowed to do anything else. If you try it and you die and you lose and you get destroyed, that's probably your cue to go do a different quest or go do a class quest or 2 or 3. Do another kingdom quest or 3 or 4. Go do something else that opened up. And that's what we discovered on our second new account playthrough. Then they, like, took away the warband that I was suggesting and did a different one, so I had to say, like, oh, you can't do the Goblin Gang anymore. But then they added it back in to where you can get goblins, and you can get Clockwork Sphinx and Shocktopus now, which is really awesome. You have to wait till they let you have warbands, and you have to wait till the warband shop opens, but that's pretty early in the game, I think. Same with, like, joining a guild. You want to do it as soon as possible, but it's not possible when you're level 5. Like, the stuff opens up as you level. So, my plan is, I'm going to over-explain the mechanics at first. We got to get our mastery weapons. We're going to do mastery in the right order. And that's very important to do, because every time you level, it starts right away, so you got to do that immediately. First thing you do with the new account playthrough is probably going to be picking your mastery in the right order, because you might run it on normal speed for longer than you would. You might get to level 2 before you actually turn it up to ×4, so I think the first thing is make sure you pick your mastery right. Like, pick brown if you see it. Pick red. Pick purple. Don't overpick on anything, like green or something. We're looking for that Mountain Crusher. We're looking for those Black Manacles. We're looking for that Mang. We're looking for that Golden Cog. We're going to do what we got to do to get that stuff. Especially the Golden Cog and the Black Manacles and the Mang. Well, all of it, really. The 4 I said. So that'd be number 1, like picking your mastery correctly. It's going to be my first thing. Then, most likely, the warband shot, like getting our first team. Like, when you first start the game, they're going to give you, like, your hero and, like, Luther and, like, some stupid troop. You're going to replace Luther eventually. But once that warband shop opens and you get that Clockwork Sphinx, Shocktopus, Goblin, that's the one you pick. Now you got a Goblin that you can put on your team, your first team. You got Clockwork Sphinx for your Rowan team. You got Shocktopus, that's pretty good for certain things. That'd be the second thing I would do. Look for the warbands, the warband shop. Get my first team going. Probably going to go for a Goblin team again, just to see if it's possible. Because that's what I usually recommend. And I know there's one in the World Quest or whatever it is at the top of the screen that all of us endgame players don't have to worry about. The adventure keys and all that crap up at the top that you have to worry about at the beginning of the game. There's, like, keys. You get adventure keys. You open them, and they give you troops. And some of the troops are going to be goblins. Like the Ice Goblin and the Bomb Goblin or whatever his name is. The only reason I recommend goblins in the very, very beginning of the game, like before you get Rowan, before you do Forest of Thorns quest line, because it gives you an extra turn. Like, it lets you learn the game better. Because if you screw up, it's like hard to screw up when you have an extra turn after everything you do. kind of gives you a little bit of leeway, and you're still not that good at the game, so you want to make sure you have an extra turn. That way, if you screw up and cast the wrong thing, or you gives you a buffer. Most goblins are good anyway. Somebody asked me that in the comments. They're like, "Are goblins good still?" I'm like, or no, they said, "Can goblins infinite loop?" or something like that. I was like, yeah, like the most prototypical infinite loop in the game is a goblin. That's King Gobtruffle. He's got Gob in his name. Flaming Oni, Gobtruffles, what's his face? The one that's underrated, that might go on my underrated list. Forget his name though. It's like Fandango or something. That's not it. Porters is here. What up, Porters? We got another Dragonite Gnome. Let's go. We're happy. We don't care that it survives. We want that Dragonite. Bang. I'll take that any day. You had a double Dragonite? Dang, I've never seen that. It's definitely possible, though. It's really, really rare, though. That's awesome, dude. I almost never see any kind of cool combination. I look for them, but I never see them. Could you imagine getting, like, a Verse Gnome, a Dragonite Gnome, a Curse Gnome, and, like, something else crazy in one battle? Like, never happens. I think it's possible. That's another way to trick yourself into having fun while you're, like, doing gaps. Like, see what goblins you get, or, gnomes you get. Most of the time, you're going to see a soul gnome, a treasure gnome, a mech gnome, a jewel gnome. Those are the common ones. If you ever see a crazy, weird combination of, like, a Dragonite gnome and a Curse gnome, that's pretty rare. You see, like, a Verse gnome and a Dragonite gnome, that's rare. You see two Verse gnomes, is that even possible? Like, two different ones? I've never seen it. I think it's possible, though. Kind of fun. 14 and 11, that's awesome. During a gap. We all know that the rewards are all nerfed except for the vault keys during gaps, because when they put it into the game, it was just way too much. We were getting way too much loot. They had to turn it down a little bit. They had to put that limiter on our NASCAR. We were going too crazy. The main problem was the Verse Gnomes we were getting. We were like rolling them over every single time, just by doing gaps, and that's not how they want it to happen. They don't want you to run a gap and then replenish your verse, and then run a gap, and then replenish your verses, and then run a gap. They don't want you running gaps back to back to back to back. So they made them super rare in gaps, and they turned all the loot down. Like, if that Glory Gnome was supposed to drop 200 Glory, she probably dropped 20. That's how much they had to turn it down. But because we're killing them so quickly, it's still worth it. And the vault keys aren't turned down. That's the best. That's the main point. If you ever hear me say, well, they're all nerfed and it's the limiter and gaps, like, why did you do a gap then? Well, because the vault keys didn't get turned down. They're still, and that's the main goal anyway. Every gnome still has the same chance to drop vault keys as they did forever. Like, every gnome we see has a chance to drop a vault key. So, you know, you hate seeing a Daemon gnome like that, but it still has a chance for a vault key. So, any gnome is always good. Yo, what up, Christian? It's going good, Mark. I need to wash it, and I definitely need to do the inside. Like, I'm not too bad about getting a car wash every once in a while. Like, you know, it's probably like every 2 weeks or something, but the inside, I need to vacuum. I'm good about, like, not leaving trash in it, not letting the kids spill stuff in there, and like it's still really nice, but I need to vacuum it because just getting in and out of it, you kind of bring in rocks and grass, and you know how it is by your floorboard, like dog hair, and the dog doesn't even go in the car. It just transfers. Porphyria's here. Yeah, this game's pretty cool if you give it a chance. Some people just look at it and they don't give it a chance. Just like me with my stupid hair and my stupid name. You gotta, like, not judge the book by the cover. This is it's an RPG. It's a match 3 RPG. You're matching gems to fill your mana. Instead of meditating or taking a mana potion, you're matching gems to fill your mana. So then you can cast spells. You only read picture books and mangas these days? That's pretty cool. I wish I was more into that. I never looked down on it. I think I would do it one of these days. I've been wanting to, like, start reading again. I just never have time, and then if I do, I'm like falling asleep. You know? I used to read all the time, believe it or not. When I was a kid, man, I read like all the fantasy books. Anything with like dragons and magic, druids. I read all the fantasy books back in the day. Then even as an adult, I used to read like on my lunch break. Well, I hit a certain age and I started getting just tired when I read. It's not even I still like it, but I'll get through like 3 pages and start nodding off. It's not even because the book's boring. It's like my eyes or something get tired. Like, reading's the thing I'm trying to fit in somewhere in between other things, or I'm trying to do it too late in the day or too early in the day. It's never like the event of the day. Like, I'm not waking up thinking, man, I'm gonna read today. You know what I mean? If I'm reading, it's because it's in between something else or while I'm waiting for something else or at the beginning or end of the day. It's never the main event of the day. Maybe when I get older, it'll be the main event of the day, but right now it's not the main event of the day, so it ends up suffering from fatigue. I have a bunch of books. I have like a bunch of books right now. I'm like, there's a bunch of cool looking ones I could read. And I have a bunch of books I want to read again, and like I would just sit here and read The Lord of the Rings again if I could. Probably fall asleep though. I need to read Harry Potter, because I've never read that or even watched it. And I just feel like that's something I need to read before my dying day. It didn't appeal to me. I don't know. Just the way he looks and like the age he is and stuff like that. Like if I was a kid, I'd be totally into it. If Harry Potter came out when I was like 10 years old or 12 years old, I would have read the crap out of that. But it came out when I was older. So now I look at it like, oh, some kid that's a wizard. Doesn't really appeal to me as much, you know? But I think I should, eventually, one day. Let's see how many vault keys I got. What do you guys think about Harry Potter? Put it in the chat. Is it good? Is it bad? Should I read it or should I not? Should I watch the movies or should I not? Should I read the books first or should I just watch the movies? Or should I just ignore it altogether and just reread the Lord of the Rings or something? Alright, I have 174. Remember your goals. If you're a beginner, you're shooting for 100, bare minimum. If you're mid-game, you're shooting for 200 vault keys, bare minimum. If you're in-game, you're shooting for 300, bare minimum. So break that up over 3 days. Usually your first day you should get a little bit of extra because of the pity keys. But however you do it. If you do 100 on Friday, 100 on Saturday, and 100 on Sunday, you're good to go. If you do 150 on Friday and then 100 on Saturday and 50 on Sunday, you're good to go, you know? So, depending on where you're at in the game, you should shoot for those bare minimums. And that's just bare minimum now. If you're in game, you should probably shoot for something like 400 or 500. But we're talking 300 at least. And I got 175-ish, so, you know, if I get another 25 today, I'm on track. And that's just one more gap, so we're on track at the moment. And I have a gap. But now we go hunt versus again. That's how I play the Vault event, and I think most people should play it like this. I don't think there's any... You're not doing it wrong if you're doing like an hour of hunting versus and then an hour of running gaps, and then, or if you're doing a whole day of hunting versus and then a whole day of running gaps. I don't think you're doing it wrong. The way I'm doing it, I feel, is the way most people do it, and it's the best way to like keep doing it and not get bored. I don't know. I just think my way's the best way, but not the only way. There's probably people out there hunting versus all day Friday, and then they're running gaps all day Saturday. And there's probably people out there hunting versus for an entire hour, and then running gaps for an entire hour. I don't know, but I like to do it to where I run a gap, then I hunt versus. I run a gap, then I hunt versus. I run a gap, then I hunt versus. Like, I force myself to do it like that. That way I'm always hunting versus. Because if you do it the other way, if you do 2 hours of gaps back to back to back to back, and then it's time for you to do 2 hours of verse hunting back to back to back, you're gonna, like, it's gonna be hard to convince yourself to go and do that when you're on hour number 3 and you're just hunting versus. It's easier to convince yourself to hunt versus if you're still fresh and you get to do a gap after. So, I don't know, that's just how I see it. So I think my way is the best way, but I'm not saying it's the only way. This keeps me going for longer than it would if I had to hunt versus for 3 hours straight. I would get so bored after like that first 45 minutes or something. But knowing that I get to run a gap in like 10 minutes from now, it like keeps me going. Like I have goals I can look at and see every time. It's not just like, oh, I got to run versus for an entire hour. I got to hunt versus for an entire hour. And I'm only 19 minutes into it. Like, that would suck. All I have to do is run up to this boss chest to 100, and then I get to do a gap. Yeah, books are definitely always better than the movies. I don't know, is there any movies out there that are better than the book? Because in books, they have way more, like, time to flesh stuff out. Movies, they have to cut stuff out and make it only an hour or two. Sometimes, like, the author's not 100% in control of the movie. Person that invented the characters and stuff. You got a director, actors that do their own little thing. Okay. Right now, hunting verse is looking for Cindy. We need that red verse. If I remember right, as far as a new account playthrough, the first class that you level is Orb Weaver, and that's weird, right? We'll see if it's still the same. It's because Orb Weaver opens up early. It's not, I don't think it's the first one. But it's the first one that actually will help, like, your Rowan team do better. Like, if you got one, you got, like, 9... I don't know which ones there are. I'm just gonna say whatever. Like, let's say you have Knight and Dervish and, like, whatever. And then Orb Weaver. You know, Orb Weaver has like a green storm or something. Like it makes sense with the Rowan team until you get other classes like Titan. It's like you do Orb Weaver until Titan or Sentinel or something, and then you just abandon it. What's my favorite movie of all time? It's a hard question. I'm trying to think. What movie would I just watch every time it comes on? I don't know. I'm afraid I would say the wrong thing. I can't... Probably Tombstone? I don't know. The first one that jumps out. I like Tombstone. I used to like Assassins. Those are the two that I can think. It's like Assassins was my favorite and then it was Tombstone when I saw that. Like, ooh. I don't know. I have like this. I like westerns, but I don't ever. I don't know. I'm not like a huge fan. Has to be a really good one. It's that Val Kilmer performance, man. Gotta love it. Doc Holliday. Let me see if I can catch up in the chat while I'm doing this. I'm what's-his-face, yeah. Porters. Pizza says I've gotten like 2 epic vault keys and a vault key from one battle. Should have taken a screenshot. Yep. I think I've seen 2 or 3 vault keys. That is really rare though. That's nice. I'd love to see like 2 verse gnomes in one battle. That'd be crazy. It almost seems impossible. Like, in the back of my head, I'm like, is that even possible? Because you never see like 2 gnomes. And then to have the 2 rarest ones. Like, is that even possible, man? Has anybody ever seen 2 verse gnomes? Is that possible? Just like in any battle ever. Like, I don't even care when it is. A gap. Anywhere. I don't know if I've ever seen that. Maybe once. Maybe. Like, even just seeing a Dragonite gnome and a verse gnome. I don't think I've ever seen that. And if I have, it was like one time. And look how many battles we do, and how many vault events we've done, and how many vault keys and how many gaps, and how many people are here, and how many you've done, and how many, like, out of everybody, running so many battles and gaps. Like, how many times have we ever seen 2 verse gnomes in one fight? Out of all of us here and all the battles we've done. Maybe I should put that up as a poll or something. But, you know, it's small sample size, so. The problem with our polls. Alright, so I'm going to paste this, because I'm going to run another gap. Did I get what I needed? Dez has 91 and 8. Another 99, huh? Mark says, yeah. Need to clean it. It's good otherwise. I gotta figure out when the first maintenance is supposed to be. Like, everywhere online it says 7,500 miles. And we're not there yet. Oops, what am I doing? Dez says, is the Gnome Vault where you can get the lovers for Wand of Stars? Yep. But you want to open your vault keys after the vault event. Don't do it now. When you're opening your vault keys, that's when you can get the lovers for the Wand of Stars. Make sure you wait until the vault event's over. There's no point of opening your vault keys right now. It's better off to just get more. Porphyria says, gotta use your imagination to fill in the images between the panels. Yeah. And then, like, when you watch the movie, it don't look anything like what you were thinking. Or it's, like, exactly like what you were thinking. That's always fun. Sauna has the first anime on VHS. That's probably worth a bunch of money, huh? What is it? Mark says I got a 367 vault keys last month on the path of 400 this weekend. My gaps are averaging 27. That's amazing. What'd you used to get with, like, Rowan? Probably an average of, like, 20 or less. And that'll add up. Let's say you're only getting, like, it's probably like 10 more, maybe. Let's say you get, like, an average of 17 with Rowan, and you get an average of... For me, I would say an average of 20 for... Because I don't know. I would have to... I'm not sure. Depends if you count pity keys or not. I think 20 is, like, the bare minimum with Ironhawk. But you might get more like 25. And Rowan, like, the bare minimum is 15, but you might get more like 20. And it sounds like it's not that big of an improvement, but over an hour, you're getting 20 more, 25 more. And then if you do it for 15 hours, it's like 300 extra vault keys or something. Did I run my gap yet? Nope. Alright, I need to do that. I wanted to look at something. Only one, though. It's okay, I don't mind. I never mind running to 0 unless it's on Sunday. Like, late in the day. If I had just started my day on Sunday, I wouldn't mind having 0. But I would make sure I get that one. I hear people screaming. Might be in my own house. Porphyria says, only number I care about is 16 billion eyeballs. You'd rather stay in the game. Rec Room is your favorite. It's lots of fun on phone. Eyeballs. 8 billion people times 2 crystal eyeballs in each skull. Goku. Mark says, Mrs. Nugent loves Harry Potter. I am not interested. Des says Harry Potter is a twat. Sana says Lord of the Ring books are way different than the movie. Yeah, I got them all too, I think, Chad. Like, I haven't moved recently, but I got the books and the movies a long time ago, and then moved a couple times, and I can't remember if I used to have all of them. I'd have to look now. Like, I might be missing, like, one book or one movie. I don't know. I hope not. Mr. Z says, my kids read the books and watch the movies like a dozen times each. For a period of time, my son would finish the books and restart them again immediately. I've done that before on certain things. You've never done it? You never read them or watched them either, Mr. Z? Des says, I run a gap, then versus. Mark says, when would I have time to read a book? I play games 14 hours a day. Alright, Chad, we'll see you, man. Probably way behind, but you might hear this after. Porter says it's a notch in the stick for the bucket list, but read for pleasure. I'm currently reading the Throne of Glass series in between all of the adulting. Ooh, The Conjuring is a good movie. Yeah, I'm like a horror movie fan, but for some reason, like, Tombstone's my favorite movie, I guess. I don't know. Good job, Pizza Time. Open Range Good Western. I've seen that one. That's a good one. Tombstone is great, but my favorite Western is The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. I've seen that too. That's good. You think it's impossible for two verse gnomes to appear in a Palooza? It seems impossible. You have 4 out of 5 of the devil card, Yoke. 20 at the most with Rowan, says Mark. Des says 18. Mr. Z says, I remember watching Fist of the North Star on my first year of college. Some guy in my door rented it. Another one I used to love was Transporter. Yeah, The Ring. I've seen The Ring. That's good. I do like horror movies. Like Dawn of the Dead used to... yeah, Dawn of the Dead used to be one of my favorites, too. Like Dawn of the Dead, Tombstone. Those would probably be on my top. I just love the, like, they go to the mall and then... Like, I like the new Dawn of the Dead, not the old one. And new as in the second one, not the... Oh, God. The one with Ving Rhames. Alright, so 1630, that would be 3130. Let's go. And this might be it for the day. Just remember the offer's still out there for the 25. We'll do it whenever it happens is fine. If it happens. And then Chatathon at the end of the month. I'll throw 5 gifted on that. If it succeeds again, which it's always succeeded, so I do get nervous about it, but it's coming soon. Like in the next 2 weeks, 10 days. Chatathon. End of the month. Usually whatever the last Saturday or Sunday is of the month is when the Chatathon is. We start at the butt crack of dawn and we just keep going till you guys say stop. Hopefully I don't lose my voice. I didn't last time, but we stopped a little early. Just because of that. I haven't felt it like at all. Like recently, and it's not been a problem at all. So hopefully I'm over that crap. I was just like sick for a while. Like just not even like sick, like kind of sick for a long time there. It was like weird. It's like from November. It's like when my puppy died. From November to like February. It was like 2 Chatathons. So like November, January. I think those were the 2. November, January. And then March we did like an abbreviated 5-hour, 6-hour one. Hopefully this next one we can get back into going at least 8 hours and stuff. I used to do it every time without any problems. And then all of a sudden I started having problems. But I would like wake up every morning with like crud in my throat. And now that's not happening anymore. I think I was just like, I don't know, the vid or something. And since I've had it so many times, I didn't. It was just kind of lingering. Tooth of the Wild, baby. Dude, that was all glory gnomes. That's kind of weird. Did you see that? Dragor. Yeah, I've seen The Ring. Isn't that where there's a videotape, and if you watch it, the little girl gets you? She crawls out of the TV. She got thrown down a well or something, and that's where the ring comes from. She's like looking up, and it looks like a ring or something when they close the lid. That was a good one. Somebody finds a tape, and they watch it, and then if you watch the tape, then she crawls out of the TV and gets you. I've seen that one. Horror movies and horror games I love watching. Or playing. Like Silent Hill is one of my favorite games all the time. Silent Hill 2. Yeah, I guess 2. I have a soft spot for Silent Hill 4. Because it's like the ugly stepchild of the first 4. Resident Evil, Silent Hill. You think I'd play them more or something, but I think I tried a couple horror games and didn't really get any traction. Like, believe it or not, I think I tried like Amnesia or something. I don't even remember doing it, but I think I did. I'll have to look back at my videos. It's probably buried, like super buried. That'd be weird to watch. Something from like 6 years ago. It's not Gems of War. That's not even like Dark Souls. That'd be a weird one to watch for me. Remember I did Sarah is Missing? That was kind of cool though. That's a cool one. If you want to watch something that's not my usual, that might be my recommendation. I did like Battle Ages for a while. I did Neverwinter for a while. I do From Software games. It's like kind of my other thing. It's like my favorite games. But like those random ones that I played for a little bit, like a one-shot. I almost want to go back and watch it just to see what it was like. Dude, Silent Hill 4 is underrated. I love it. Your apartment gets haunted and you're stuck in it. Like, you gotta think about it like it's you or something. Like, you're stuck in your apartment. You can't get out. And it's like haunted. And there's this weird portal you can go into to go to another world that's pretty much haunted. There's this one haunting where you get up out of bed and there's like a ghost in your closet. And like as soon as you get out of bed, you see it. And then there's like the windows rattle. Ghosts come out of your walls. The TV like turns on and off like static. The radio turns on. It's always like the worst. Somebody died today. Like, there was a murder. There was a murder right outside of your house. The police are still, the person got away and they're still investigating. That's always like the radio plays stuff like that. There was a murder today right outside of your house on your sidewalk. The police are still investigating and the killer got away. Just turns on, says that. Emergency broadcast. TV turns on, it's just static. You can't turn it off. Pull the plug, it's still going. The windows start rattling in your bedroom. You walk in, they stop. What the heck? Vault grind for me, Drager, is going decent. I'm about to have 200 vault keys, I think. Or I'm going to be really close, so I'm on track. And I'm going to play tonight, so I might end up hitting, depending on, like, you know, IRL. Always. If I have anything to say about it or do with it, I might try for, like, 400 this time. I'm doing pretty good so far. And depending on, like, my gaps and if I get Cindy. Always looking for that 300 bare minimum, but sometimes I'll shoot for like 350, 400. Yeah, if you let it run out when you have like 3 or 4 glory gnomes, that's a good time to do it. You know what you're doing. Pizza time. These days, I kind of just go for vault keys and I just keep going. I'm like all in or all out type of thing. Like if you're looking for Dragonite gnomes and you're in that headspace of the last minute and seeing what kind of gnomes you can get as far as the full drops, I feel like you should, if you're still looking for Dragonite gnomes, then you should do that. If you don't need Dragonite, I feel like just keep going, like, keep going. Try to get vault keys. But hey, if it's the last 10 seconds and you know it's the last battle, it's way smarter to let it sit than, you know, sit in loading screens until your gap runs out. So either way. Yeah, Vadi Vidya is good. That's what I was watching, I think, before I even got on here. I looked at Illusory Walls Elden Ring videos, and I think I ran through, like, most of them. He does weird stuff. It's interesting, and I like it, but he'll, like, go over poise and fall damage, and It's kind of smart because he does stuff other people don't do. That way he's not like, oh, here's the best bleed build in the game, and here's the best rune farming spot in the game. Like, everybody does that. So he's going over, like, how poise works and how fall damage works. Like, stuff nobody else is going to go over. But I already watched all of his stuff, Illusory Wall, for Elden Ring. Now I'm on to VodiVidya, yeah. Who has a bunch of it, and it's pretty awesome. He's got these cinematic ones that go over the lore. I think I watched, like, the first two so far. On the Jar people and, like, the Merchants. The two I've watched. Pizza says, think people only really started hating it when they found out it wasn't really a Silent Hill game. Same thing with Super Mario Bros. 2. Yep. Same with, like, Dark Souls 2, which, not exactly the same, but it wasn't exactly what people wanted. Like, when people saw Silent Hill 4, they wanted, like, Silent Hill 3 Part 2. And since they didn't get that, they were pooping on it. It's still made by the same people, though. 1 through 4 is made by the same people. The ones that aren't is like Downpour and Homecoming, Shattered Memories or whatever. Those are the ones that are made by different people. 1, 2, 3, and 4 are all made by the same people. So even though it started off as a different game called like Room 302 or whatever, it's still made by the Silent Hill people. And I love it. Like, there's a dead body in your apartment too. Like, that's nuts. So your apartment's haunted, you can't get out of it, and there's a dead body in it. And you don't even find it until, like, the end of the game. Spoiler alert for a super old game. And you're not even the person you think you are, like... Or something. It's like you're the writer guy, the Joseph dude, but... You're playing as Henry or whatever his name is. Go for 400? I might. We'll see how everything goes. Like, some things aren't in my control. Like, there could be clowns juggling fire and doing backflips all day, and I can't... How am I supposed to run gaps? Mark says, I've literally got 300 Dragonite just from running gaps. I keep track. Best vault weekend ever. Yeah. That Dragonite is another thing. You're not just going for vault keys. You can get quite a bit of Dragonite. Now's the time. That's what people... Like, other than getting a perfect dungeon, how else are you going to get Dragonite? It's got to be the vault event. Turns out the Ring City is probably the best DLC in Dark Souls. You never got around to playing it? Which one is that? I don't remember the names. I played the DLC for Dark Souls 1 and Dark Souls 2. I think I did for Dark Souls 3. Yeah, remember to go vote on the community tab poll for the membership only video that even if you're not a member, first of all, you can get gifted a membership for free just by coming to the live streams, or even just lurking at the live streams, or maybe even just watching them after. I don't know. I don't know how it works, but it seems to prioritize people that are here more. And, you know, and maybe even eventually I'll just release it to the public, so it's not like you have no dog in the fight. You vote on the poll, the members get to see it, and we'll see if eventually I release it to the public or not. Or maybe you become a member eventually and you can watch it. Like, I'll probably leave it members only, but anybody can become a member at any time and watch it, even if you don't push the join button. Like, it might just happen. I should be gifting like 10 of them this month if everything goes well. Just myself. What'd I say for the timer? It was like 132. Then the new account playthrough's tomorrow. I gotta figure that out today, so I'm not scrambling in the morning. I think all I gotta do is go on my computer, fire it up. If I have to delete an account, I will, but I think you just have to do a new email. Dark Souls 3 was the Ring City? That's the one I'm not 100% sure if I did. The DLC or not. I always pride myself on having all those games beat on my channel, which I do now. With Elden Ring beat the other day. It's just my thing, like, I started this whole thing because of Bloodborne. So secretly in the behind the scenes, I've always been wanting to get all those games on playlists beat on the channel, no matter what else we're doing. That's why Elden Ring was so important to get beat, even though it wasn't getting like tons of views. Now we have Dark Souls 1, Dark Souls 2, Dark Souls 3, Bloodborne, Sekiro, and Elden Ring all beat on the channel. Like, not a lot of channels can say that unless they're From Software channel, like a Lobos Jr. or a Distortion 2 or... Like, I'm not even really a Dark Souls channel, and I have all of them beat on the channel. Just for, like, hey, you know, look back on my channel one day, like, hey, at least I have all those beat. The hardest game, supposedly. Quote, unquote, you know, Dark Souls. Whenever you say, what's a hard... This game is Dark Souls hard, you know? That just makes me feel good. I have all of them on the channel beat, like, with video proof. Just for my own self, even. Was this guy any good at video games? Well, here's the proof. Oh, he only beat Dark Souls. Nope, 2 and 3 and Sekiro and Bloodborne and... One of these days I'll have to do Demon Souls. Because that's what a technically guy would say. What about Demon Souls? Anyway, I think that's enough for today, y'all. Elden Ring DLC is a month away. You know how bad I want to get it and play it, but I'll probably get it and not play it, and then maybe one day we'll play it on the channel. And that's what always happens. The only 2 games I ever played, I think, like, right when they came out were Final Fantasy VII Remake and maybe Elden Ring. And that just never helped my channel, because there's so many people doing it. Like, who's going to watch me instead of, like, a gigantic million? You know how it goes. Even if I'm better, even if I'm cooler and better than them or whatever, like, it doesn't matter, because the sheeple, the butter eaters are going to watch the person with more subscribers and more views and better editing and all that. They're not going to watch me. So, that's never the answer. People say that all the time, like, I say, like, what are we going to do? How are we going to get more views? What should we do? Like, play a new game. Well, it can't be, like, a new game that other people that have millions of subs are playing. It has to be a new game that nobody's playing. Really. Like Gems of War when it came out. You know, Markiplier wasn't playing Gems of War when it came out, alright? It has to be something like that. Something with a niche audience that's big enough to get a decent amount of views, but not something like Elden Ring or Resident Evil, Call of Duty. If you do that, you're going to get screwed. Like, the Rad Brad is going to just teabag you. D Souls, that's what she said. MJK Jets is here. Finally activated Takshaka's Worm Pet quest this morning. What a difference it makes. Super Mario Bros. 2. Yeah, that was supposed to be like a different game, just like Silent Hill 4, you're right. And I still like Super Mario Bros. 2. That was a good one. Hello, Jets. Goodbye, Jets. I think I'm done. But yeah, keep going. Get those vault keys. Now's the time to be playing the game. Get as many as you can, because it can give you everything in the game. No caveats. Vault keys can get you everything in the game, no caveats. I don't care what you say, I can make it happen. I can say, yep, well, do this, bang. You can get that. Whatever it is. Even shiny keys. Shiny keys, vault keys give you more gems. More gems gives you more sigils. More sigils gives you more points. More points gives you the shiny keys. So you can track everything back to the vault event. Get everything in the game through the vault event. Just do it. Rowan, Ironhawks, Gaps. Don't open your vault keys right now. Don't be running off to do every single pet rescue, please. Yeah. Don't be doing PvP right now. Let's do vault keys. Let's get vault. Let's do Explore 1. Let's do Hunt versus get gaps, run gaps. Then you can open your vault keys on Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday. Then you can go back to doing your PvP. Then you can go back to getting your pets. It's only 3 days out of a month that you got to just sit here and do Explore 1. So let's take advantage of it while it's active. It ends on Monday. While pets will still be there, Underspire will still be there, PvP will still be there. Everything else will still be there, but the vault event won't be. So let's do it right now while it's here. Just do it! Like, share, subscribe. Consider joining. It helps a lot. Tell your good about the channel, comment below. Spoilers were at the beginning. There's chapters. Then we did vault. We got a Kingdom Pass next week, so it's kind of interesting if you haven't watched spoilers yet. Next stream is tomorrow. It's actually Gems of War, so don't miss out. We're done with Elden Ring now, so Sundays is back to Gems of War. We have Gems of War every day except for Wednesday. We're back to every day but Wednesday now. Gems of War every day but Wednesday. Sunday used to be Elden Ring. It's going to be Gems of War now. It's new account playthrough, which is exciting. We're starting from scratch. Free to play. No advantages. I want to see how I can help beginners. I want to know. I want to brush up on it. Whatever it's called. So new account playthrough tomorrow. Should be exciting. Then Monday, back to it. Weekly preview, Tower of Doom teams, all that good stuff. Monday I have something going on, so I'm not 100% sure if I'm going to stream at 9:30. It might even be a pre-record day, but I'll let you know tomorrow if I can. I'm hoping to go see a house, but it's not confirmed yet, so we'll see what we're doing Monday. I'll let you know. But otherwise, we stream every day around 9:30 a.m. We might even pull it back even more to like 9:15 soon. I only got 2 weeks left, y'all, till freaking summer. I might be in jail in like 3 weeks from now, a month from now, 2 months from now. I might be in jail. Or the loony bin. Probably more likely the loony bin. I might be in the loony bin in like 2 or 3 months if I can't get out of here. But yeah, we'll see ya. Thanks for joining me today, Sana. Porters. Crow was here. MJK Jets. Lady Alfield. Des the Enforcer. Yoke the Ham. Pizza Time. Dragor. We got Sana. We got this guy, a.k.a. Upside Down Mr. T, a.k.a. Mr. Z, a.k.a. CCPC. Des was here. Dragor. Mark. And I'm Sinnycool, a.k.a. What's-His-Face. Porters was here. Des was here. Sana. Chad, the Clip Bomb. Porphyria, I think it says, was here. We had Christian was here. Mortis Ot P do not terminated. Angry English Kid, that's me. That's my other name. Pizza Time. Chad, Beg for Mercy, Yoke the Ham. Chad with the 2, thumbs that up, baby. We were peeking under the tarp today. We wanted to play that game where you lift the tarp and the ball flies up in the air. That's what we were doing. Sana and Mark and Chad were playing that game with the giant tarp that's like rainbow colors, and they were just... a beach ball is flying up in the air. We didn't ride the train, but we were playing the beach ball tarp game. Michelangelo fun, Mark. Thank you so much, bro. You're a legend. And yeah, the stream was weird because the internet went down after 15 minutes. This was part 2, so the beginning's gonna be strange, but yeah, there's chapters, so Appreciate y'all. Have a good day. Looking forward to the new account playthrough. Yeah, me too. Thank you, Jets, about Elden Ring there. Shinies. You got an epic key on a gap? Nice. You should. You should get at least 1 or 2 per gap. I think everybody. But yeah, I'm out of here. Have a good day. Later, Trey. See you, dude. Have a good one, bro. Get those vault keys. Let's go. Be here tomorrow. It's not Elden Ring. It's new account playthrough. As long as something crazy doesn't happen and I can't figure it out or something. But even then, I would just probably stream on my main account. So either way, we'll be here tomorrow with Gems of War. Around 9:30 a.m. EST. See you then. You're the best. Have a good day. Peace out. Vault keys. Get them.